Okay, 7th attempt at recording this. I was successful last time, but I didn't like a few things that I did, and, or the way that I sound right now, because for some reason I'm developing a lisp, I guess. I don't know how to explain that, but, yeah, we're on Bloons, or BTD6, which is something completely out of the blue, I would imagine most of you are thinking, because I was posting Osu the last time I was active on here. So it's kind of fallen out of favor with me. Not really. I just don't really play it anymore. But in BTD6, what I really wanted to do here was update a guide for a map that I've noticed that a lot of the guides are outdated with the recent patch. That map is Bazaar. The reason why is because they use the sawdust start at the beginning of the... at the beginning on CHIMPS. Now, I want to show you, or hold on, before I get to that, I'm just using these mods. I'm not using the Ascended Upgrades, Paragonomics, Ultimate Cross-Passing, or Unlimited 5th tiers. I'm just using Faster Forward and Useful Utilities, and to be honest, most of the time it's just Faster Forward. But on Bazaar, I've noticed that the sawdust start has been outdated, and the reason why is I suspect Sada's been nerfed because her attack speed is a little bit lower. Now, the reason why it's outdated, or well, the more in-depth reason and the example, this fucking concoction will completely screw you, and there's nothing you can do to avoid that. It doesn't matter what targeting you have. It doesn't matter where you place her. It doesn't matter. She can't do it. Which is unfortunate, because you can't even afford a dart monkey at this point to save yourself. But as opposed to Sada, I found that using ETN is something that I like a lot more. Now, it's not necessarily that Sada is never viable ever. It's just that you can't start with her. And also, ETN, it's just better in general for a Chimps run. Because of the camo detection at level 8 he can give to the rest of the monkeys on the map, no matter where they are. It's universal, and I love it so much. Also, the range buff helps a lot. So it basically invalidates the need for a monkey village on this map. Although I guess if you really wanted, like, jungle drums or something, it would be useful to have a monkey village. But, as you will see, it's not necessary. Now, for the start, you're going to want to set a dart monkey here, and set his targeting to last. And you're also going to want to set an engineer monkey over here. His targeting doesn't really matter. Now, his targeting matters because when these balloons come up here, he'll be targeting right here, which means that his pierce will go through the balloons, which means that the engineer will have less work to do, as you will see. And you should be good with this until you hit level 8. At which point, you're going to want to save until you can get to a druid and place him in the general vicinity of here, but I like putting him at the corner. And his targeting doesn't matter either, but he will matter later in the run. And no, this is not a voiceover. If you couldn't already tell, this is live. This is live commentary, and this will hold you out until level 12, which is where ETN will finally come into play. Okay, this is 11. Okay, on level 12, you're going to want to place ETN about right here, Because that means he'll be able to buff some towers later in the run. And then you're going to want to place a sniper monkey as soon as you can in this general vicinity. I like placing him here. And set his targeting to strong so he can target some of these faster Bloons so they don't get through. And as well as that, what you're also going to want to do is upgrade him to a 1-2-0 as soon as you can. Although you could also mix that in with upgrading him to a Thorn Swarm, although that isn't necessary.
How fantastico! Ooh, what happens next?
And then as soon as that happens, you're going to want to upgrade him to a 1-3-0 as soon as you can. And I like upgrading just middle path first. Just to be safe, because sometimes there is some BS RNG that allows Bloons to get through here once these stupid pinks come through. You might want to use ETN's ability on level 21. And that is fine, because you're not going to need it at another later level, just in case you were wondering. And it's the cooldown is not going to conflict with that or anything. But here you go, 1-3 or 0-3-0 and 1-3-0. My mouse got stuck because my CPU percentage is at 100%. I hate it when it happens, but it does. And what you're going to want to do now, he won't be used until later, but you're going to want to place down an Alk just so you can have him for later. You're not going to upgrade him just yet, so don't worry about that. And then as soon as you can, get a heli, and place him as close to the Alk as you can, and then have him locked to the middle of the map. Until he can afford pursuit, at least. This will be your Apache Prime.
Wonderful.
And that is why I love a 1-2-0 Sniper Monkey, because it doesn't even get past here. On round 33, at least. Pursuit, faster darts, faster firing, and then Razor Rotors. Then you can do one of two things. Either upgrade him to a 3-0-0, or you can get another heli and upgrade that to a 2-0-2. You're not going to be able to afford what you're actually going to make him, which is a 2-0-3. Until after the Moab, which is unfortunate, yeah, but you can still take out the Moab with little difficulty. And you're also going to want to place it as close as possible. Just get them all scrunched in so he can still be within the Alk's range. I don't know why I changed his targeting, but let's set him to lock in place in the middle of the map as well. Get pursuit.
It's not as massive as I thought it would be.
And then as you can see, that deals with it just fine. Then you're going to want to upgrade your Alk to a 4-0-1. Do not get 4-0-2 because the acid pool throws will reduce your uptime because he's too busy throwing the fucking acid. And then you're going to want to upgrade to a Moab Shove before you forget. Although it's not necessary, there are some F Moabs that get pretty close in some of the later levels. So I like just having it. And then you're just going to want to save up until you get an Apache Dart ship, which should be on like level 55 or 56. Looks like 56. Apache Dart ship. And then you can just save up for an Apache Prime. Although if you really wanted to, you can try doing a 320 or a 220 on your Sniper Monkey. Although that's not going to be necessary just yet. Because your Apache Prime, or your Apache Dart ship and your Moab Shove should be able to handle anything. As you can see. I'm going to set it to even faster now. About halfway. Now you can just micro just to be safe and just spam it, because it doesn't really matter. It's not like level specific micro where it really fucking matters. And as you can see on round 79, you can afford to buy the Apache Dart ship, or Apache Prime. And as soon as you get that, you're either going to want to upgrade him to a main Moab, which I will do. And then also get a glue gunner, set him in between the engineer and the ETN, and he will be your super glue. This relies heavily on Moab. What's the fucking word? Moab stall. Moab stall. What you can also do is get a Monkey Buck, upgrade him to a 420. You're not going to be able to afford a 520, but you will be able to afford a 420. And what else you can do is also upgrade this guy to a 420. Because I personally like the Sentry Gunner. Although this step isn't really necessary, because you can basically just do it without him, without the Sentry Gunner by this point, or the Engineer without the sentries, because it really doesn't matter. You might need to use some micro on 95. Wait, did I forget? I forgot. Well, evidently it doesn't matter. You're gonna want to upgrade him as soon as possible. Which probably would be by like 94 if I wasn't an idiot and actually knew what I was doing. Maybe use some micro on 98, but after that it won't really matter. And then the bad will come, and it won't be a problem. Hopefully. Yeah, no. Because look, super glue is just keeping him stuck. And that's your chimps. Obviously there is some RNG, but basically just on level 21, use your ability just to be safe. That's the one round killer that I've found using this strat. Or the one run killer, especially if you're going for a black border like I am. But that should be it. I appreciate you watching. I would also appreciate a like and subscribe, although don't expect a lot of content, because if you've seen my upload schedule, I haven't uploaded in like a year and a half. But thanks everybody for watching. Bye!